Welcome back to BroniesRead. Werewolf can unfortunately not join us as he is AFK, but we have a guest today with us. Introduce yourself.
I'd rather let Never Here do it for me.
This is Draco Meteor X. Or is it 5 on YouTube? I forget.
It's Bluepoint64 right now.
Well, that's your other channel. The one that has, like, no subs.
I do not care, I like that account more. Hello.
Alright, so we are on Chapter 3 of New Discoveries. We will put the link in the description for the previous part of the Let's Read. So in the meantime, let's get started. So, Chapter 3, Answers.
Wait, who is Draco gonna be?
Well, let's see. Since we're missing our Rarity character, I guess he'll voice Rarity. Play Rarity.
Hey, big sis.
I'm sorry.
Congratulations, Wes. You get to play the control freak.
Oh my gosh, it just fits the mode so well. I'm sorry. Let's continue.
Alright, here we go. Chapter 3.
You have to talk about me liking a girl.
Oh my gosh! First time ever.
Oh, this is gonna be good.
Yep.
Sweetie Belle galloped away from the bakery all the way to her and her sister's home, known as the Carousel Boutique. It was a dressmaker's shop that her sister Rarity owned and operated. She made beautiful dresses and lovely gowns of different varieties and styles. As she approached, she opened the door and quickly closed it behind her. She looked out the window of the shop and made sure she wasn't followed. When she was satisfied that she wasn't followed by her fellow crusaders, she sighed in relief and began heading to the living quarters above the shop. When she reached the top floor, she saw Rarity, a white unicorn with a lovely purple mane and 3 diamonds as her key mark, rushing back and forth, no doubt working on a new clothing line for a client. Sweetie Belle walked into the room, which Rarity called her inspiration room, sat on the floor in the corner, and watched. As her sister ran back and forth across the room, Sweetie Belle sighed with relief. One benefit of having a sister who was an important seamstress was that she was always too busy to really listen to her. And god damn it, do I wish that was the case with my sibling.
So do I.
Yeah. She could tell her anything at this point, but her attention would be mainly on her work, to really listen to her. As a direct result, she felt that she could really talk to her and get some of this off her chest.
Hey, sis.
She said, a small flicker of a smile on her face.
How are you?
Hello, Sweetie Belle.
Said Rarity, as she levitated 3 massive rolls of fabric, not making eye contact with her.
How was your day with your friends?
Fine.
Sweetie answered, as she continued to watch her work. She sat and watched in silence for a while, making sure Rarity was really in depth with her work to be really paying attention to her. Yeah. As several minutes of saying nothing, she was convinced that Rarity was too busy to notice her presence.
Rarity?
She began to say, her heart racing.
Can I ask you something?
Of course, darling.
No, no, no!
Yes, shut up, Rarity said. She began measuring and cutting a piece of lavender fabric.
Well, I was wondering if you could help me with something.
Sweetie Belle said as she twiddled her 4 hooves on the ground.
That is, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Rarity said, still not making eye contact.
I was hanging out with my friend when something happened.
Pause for a second. I'm gonna tell you, okay, viewers, take a drink every time you hear someone... Actually, no, this is a bad idea.
Take
Don't
a drink
do what
every
I'm
time
saying.
I say something
You'll
that is
die.
out of character.
Yeah, you will die. Do not do what I'm saying.
Take a drink every time I giggle off camera.
Okay, that'll work.
I'll die too.
Yeah, they would die, because I'm about to... Anyway,
The soundboard was also killed.
YouTube would die.
Alright, moving on.
I was hanging out with my friends when something happened. Something that I really don't know anything about.
She
Tell me.
explained.
There's a drink. I've been feeling a bit strange,
Another one.
and I don't really know why I started feeling this way.
Uh-huh.
Said Rarity, as she began putting away some fabric she no longer needed.
Tell me!
I can't really explain what it is that happened,
Tell
but
me!
my heart began to race, and my cheeks began to feel really hot.
She
Tell me.
continued, as she rubbed her cheek with a hoof. At this point, Rarity began operating her sewing machine, carefully stitching a part of her new outfit together. As she began feeding the fabric, though, Sweetie Belle began to think about something. She wasn't sure if she should mention any ponies' names in this whole ordeal. Celestia forbid that she actually was paying any attention to her.
Well, this all started when, a new friend I made.
She fibbed, not sure of how to put it.
They, gave me, a hug, and...
Sweetie Belle stopped in mid-sentence when she heard a sound she didn't want to hear. The sewing machine turning off. Bum, bum, bum!
Done. Oh, I was gonna do that.
Her heart began
No,
racing.
no!
Shut up. Her heart began racing and sweat began forming around her forehead. The forehead. I'm sorry, forehead. Not forehead, forehead.
It's for her head, obviously.
Yes, it's, yeah, the sweat is for your head.
It's like Advil.
Rarity was listening to her, or at least enough to catch her attention. Rarity, widened eyes and a shocked expression, turned and faced her younger sister.
Me
She
too,
stood
me
there by
too,
her
me
desk,
too.
not sure if
I
she
think
had-
our viewers are dead by this point. They're drinking game. Oh, there's another drink for Wes giggling.
Oh dear God.
I've been counting, and we're probably about up to 12 right now.
Yeah, they're dead.
Hopefully the mic won't pick up as many of those, so if we're lucky, it'll only pick up about 3 or 4.
Tell me,
Or like 50.
tell me,
I lost. Where are we? Tell me.
tell me.
Actually,
Oh, are you serious? We're up there. Anyway.
Scroll down.
Oh.
Wait.
she stood there by her desk, not sure if she had heard Sweetie Belle correctly.
What did you say, dear?
She
Tell me.
asked as she slowly trotted over to her. A feeling of discomfort began overflowing the small filly as she began backing away from her sister. She backed up into the wall, knowing there was nowhere to go. Her eyes shifted back and forth, hoping to find some kind of exit. Much to her despair, there was no way of avoiding the older white unicorn.
Oh, it's nothing.
White Knight.
Yet, she fibbed, still looking for a way out of the mess she was in.
It's just small stuff. You know. Besides, I've wasted enough of your time as it is. So I'll just leave you alone and...
She began bolting for the door, hoping to make it before it was too late. However, using her magic that she possessed, Rarity closed the door, causing Sweetie Belle to knock her head into it, in a cartoon fashion. Come on, let's get some Tom and Jerry music in here. No? Okay. She stood there, slightly disoriented from the impact.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's alright,
Not so fast, little sister.
said Rarity, a coy look on her face.
Coy.
Did you say that you were hugged by a new friend?
Friend?
Me too, me too, me too, me too.
Sweetie Belle...
Another drink.
We're probably about 200 by now, but... Oh, I dropped my little
I
ear.
hope not. You are going to kill our viewers. The
Okay,
laugh that
just-
we had.
okay.
I died about halfway through this chapter.
You're new. Sorry, I won't laugh. Okay, instead of actual alcohol, we should all use water so you can actually stay alive. If you are
Well,
alive.
overdose in water.
Overdose
Like
in water.
5 gallons.
They're
Oh,
both
there's
the-
another
Probably have
gallon.
to be...
I shall call this part the Bladder Buster.
I'm sorry. Okay, we're not doing mine anymore.
Let's continue.
Okay. Sweetie Belle regained her focus as she came face to face with a fire sumo. I mean her sister.
Done wrong.
Rarity has a smile on her face and a look in her
Who's him
eyes
this
like
time?
she... Sorry?
Nothing.
Rarity has a smile on her face and a look in her eyes like she knew something about all this. The very sight of her sister like this sent chills down the filly's spine.
Well,
She said, crouching down on her legs.
it's not a big deal. Really. It was just a friendly hug, is all.
You know, if James was here, he'd probably complain about how it's not legs, it's haunches. Eh,
He complains about all typos.
No, no, no.
Yes, he does.
Where does it say that? Like,
Oh,
Oh.
the line that we just read. Crouching down on her legs.
Oatmeal, are you
If you go by
Oh.
actual horse or pony anatomy, it should be haunches. I believe that's the correct terminology, but I don't know much about.
I'm not a biologist either, so
I don't
I
know
don't
much
even.
about.
I don't even think it's the right term to use.
You
Yeah,
don't.
I don't know much about pony anatomy, nor do I actually want to. So. Fine, fine. The look never left Rarity's face.
And did you also say that you felt strange feelings afterward?
Tell me.
Almost in a defeated manner, the small filly lowered her head and nodded.
What kind of feelings?
Rarity asked.
Tell
Be
me.
exact, for I might be able to help you.
Help you.
Tell me.
Ooh, my. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
That was the most fun I've had all day.
Oh my.
Sweetie Belle looked down at her feet. Nothing?
And
Okay.
said,
Okay. Sweetie Belle looked down at her feet and said,
Well, my heart starts to race, my cheeks feel really warm, I become a loss of words, I start feeling emptiness. Starring. It's almost like time just stands still. Question mark?
You know what that
like time just stands still? Still?
it should have been an exclamation point.
Yeah.
You're confronting your system.
means? Pie?
Well, this is fan fiction after all. It's not like it's gonna be perfect.
Why? It's not good.
Loco and the cocoa?
But yeah, Sweetie Belle looked down. Oh wait, we already read that. Yeah. When she was finished, Rarity backed off and let out a soft giggle. What part of all this was amusing to her? Did she know it was wrong, or was she just playing around?
Oh, this. Oh, crap. I'm sorry.
No, use
I'll
that
take
voice.
it.
That'll be hilarious.
Oh, this is just marvelous, sweetheart. I'm sorry, I'm an actor. I gotta do voices like that.
She said, turning her back to try and suppress her giggling.
I cannot believe that it's happening so soon. It's just unbelievable.
I take it down so my dad doesn't.
Sweetie Belle.
This is wine.
Okay.
Sweetie Belle was able to stand on her feet.
Doors.
Hmm?
Nothing.
We need soundproof doors, that's all.
We're in the same room. It's kind of weird.
And Werewolf is finally on, and he says, "Go on without me tonight, just this once." We already have.
Not a good replacement.
Alright.
I
Werewolf.
always get lost in this text because it's so organized. Never seen this before.
Fine.
You'd be surprised what the Brony community is capable of.
Yes, I know of that. I have friends that literally call themselves trolls.
Trolls?
Trolls.
That's a bad thing, though.
I know. It's something we're doing. It's not a weird thing, so I'm involved. I'm not gonna talk about it.
They're doing
Continue.
that stuff to themselves. Stop them.
Alright then. Sweetie Belle was able to stand on her feet again, but the fear and worry never left.
Is
Never.
that you or me?
It's you!
You! You just said it was you!
Is it? Oh, it is?
Yeah.
You know what this is? What is it? And how do you know about it?
Well, sweetheart.
She said,
Sweetie, I mean.
"Sweetie,"
Sweetie.
she said as she turned to look at her sister.
Oh, it's a big line. It goes all the way to the bottom. I may be busy with my dresses and the latest fashion designs, but there are times when I'm not busy. And when they do arise, I do tend to do some light reading. As a result, I know what's happening, and although I am a bit jealous, I simply cannot believe it's actually happening. This is absolutely marvelous, dear.
What?
Asked Sweetie Belle.
It needs to be about 20% cooler.
No, it doesn't.
No.
What's happening? What is it?
Oh, my dear sweet sister.
Sister?
Sweet sister you are.
I'm blasting you.
Said Rarity. Oh dear.
Not
Oh,
really.
sweet Mobius.
Oh my.
Said Rarity, a huge smile on her face.
It seems you've fallen in love.
Bum bum bum.
Oh my.
Yes. You're fine.
Yeah, play some Rick Astley.
Nope.
The world came to a perpetual standstill. You know, I think I remember during our second or third take I played the Sonic 1 drowning theme during this.
No!
How many
Fine.
times did it take?
The entire recording got messed up.
The
Second
world,
time.
yeah. The world came to a perpetual standstill as the words left her mouth. Everything that Sweetie Belle ever thought was racing through her mind and was flashing before her eyes. Apparently, there were several things wrong with what was happening right now. For starters, she was in love, something she, herself, was not used to or knew nothing about. Secondly,
oh gosh, I'm reading ahead. Oh!
Secondly, her...
Spoilers!
Not spoilers if you've read the first 2 chapters.
Oh, whatever.
Anyway,
I
secondly,
haven't, so.
her sister, brother, I'm not entirely sure what to call this voice. Her she-male, yeah, let's go with that.
Gmail!
No. Secondly, her sister knew about this, and for some reason, that terrified her. Lastly, unknown to Rarity, these feelings were all directed to one pony, Scootaloo. Bum bum. Okay, I'm done with the bum bum bums. Unable to make heads or tails on anything else at the moment.
I see your phone.
Sweetie Belle, feeling very lightheaded and dizzy, collapsed onto the floor. And we continue immediately into the second.
That should have been there the entire time.
You know, why do I suddenly picture that same voice singing the song? It's like, thread by thread, setting up. I can't remember. I just imagine
I was
that.
listening to the radio one time.
We don't need to get into this conversation.
That's fun too.
And that's the art of the dress.
I remember
Dodo?
completely. Anyway.
You Dodo?
Okay, so I suppose to avoid any sense of boredom, Patrick, if you can be good enough and not over-dramatize this without, or if you can dramatize this without sounding like Jack Atlas or any other crazy person, you can fill in as the narrator.
I don't do narrator, ever.
I'll do it.
Okay then. Alright, so, am I continuing as narrator then?
I want to be narrator. I'll try it.
Alright, so I'll replace,
I want to do the same voice.
Alright, so Rarity and the narrator and Rarity are being replaced then. Alright. Here we go.
Who's the first character?
That's Rarity talking.
Alright, Chapter 4, Sisterly Reassurance. Sweetie Belle, Sweetie Belle.
A distant voice called out to her. It sounded very distant, yet so close. However, all she could see at that moment was black. Slowly she opened her eyes to see the white unicorn standing over her.
Overdoing her.
Yes, I am. That's the point of it.
Coco?
Yes, I am.
Shut up, Pinky.
I'm not even sure if it's gonna pick up the soundboard.
It picked up the soundboard last time.
It did? Yes! You're doing the recording from now on.
Okay.
Well, good luck with that because I have 5 days left on my trial.
Buy it.
It cost $100.
That's what I
what?
said!
For what?
For the recorder that we use.
Camtasia? So you told me.
No! You don't use Cam... Who uses Camtasia? What is Camtasia?
Alright.
What do you use? I don't know.
I'll
I
be
use
right.
Sony Vegas.
Alright, I'll be right back. Move on.
Wait.
It's an editing software.
Camtasia.
Whatever. Let's just continue.
Wait, we just
A,
have
B, C, D, E, C... Camtasia is a video editor.
It's
It's a recorder and another.
This is other fanfic.
I'll read it
For
later.
recording, I use Fraps.
Chapters.
Hmm.
I have Fraps too, I have both.
And I'm back.
What's another 23 chapters?
I have returned.
He has returned to the stage.
Alright.
Exaggerate at least.
Okay. I should do like a dark voice for this.
I am your father. This voice is like God.
Oh, I'm your sister.
No.
Alright, so... Yeah, honestly, I think you fit a better Rarity anyway, so... Let's move on.
Okay. Okay, let's actually switch. I'll be Rarity, you be narrator again.
Yeah, right.
Middle.
Sweetie Belle's eyes fluttered as she slowly began to take in where she was at the moment. Her vision was still blurry and her head was aching like nothing she'd ever felt before. As she sat up, she looked around to see that she was in her own bed.
What? What happened?
She asked, as she rubbed a hoof on her head, where her small horn was protruding. Yeah,
Protruding.
Gesundheit.
Protruding.
Potato.
Oh, sweetie Belle, thanks Celestia, you're alright.
Exclaimed Rarity, as she wrapped a hoof around her sister.
You fainted before, and I was worried that you wouldn't wake up. I was just about to call Twilight Sparkle for help, but then you started stirring around.
Who would you have a full name?
Apparently,
Oh, you.
apparently me, some Rarity.
You're not
So I knew you were alright.
She started stirring around.
It might.
You spin me right round. Okay, I'm good. Sweetie Belle continued to rub her aching head.
How did I get here? What happened?
I brought you here, of course. You fell to the floor after you told me what happened to you yesterday.
Yeah?
The realization hit her like a slap in the face.
I did that last time too.
I lose!
The realization hit her like a slap in the face as the memories came rushing back to her. Unsure of what to say, she gazed out the window to see Luna's moon hovering overhead.
How long was I out for?
She asked, not taking her eyes off the moon.
For a while.
Said Rarity.
I was really worried about you, so I didn't leave your side. Why did you slap yourself? Gosh.
See, even he can't keep a straight face with
I'm sorry, I'm gonna get so much hate mail for saying this voice. Leave your side until I was certain you were alright.
Sweetie Belle rested her head on... Sorry. Sweetie Belle rested her head back on the pillow, hoping it would ease the tension in her head. She started to feel her heart begin to speed up, as the worry she had felt earlier began coming back.
Thanks for helping me, sis.
Said Sweetie Belle, as she closed her eyes softly.
It's quite alright, dear.
She replied.
Are you hungry? How about I make you something to eat?
Ooh. Shut up, Soren. We all have a rational hatred for you.
We don't need
Why does
pie.
everyone hate Soren?
Okay. Sweetie Belle only nodded as Rarity turned him again, walking out of the room. Before she left, she smiled and said, "Oh God, here we go." She smiled and said,
I love you.
I love you too.
"You guys completely reversed the rules."
Oh?
What?
You reversed
Wait.
the rules.
Okay, let me start it again. Let's redo
You don't
that.
have to.
I love you.
I love you too.
My.
She replied as she turned to her side.
I'll be right down.
No.
Rarity said.
I'll bring it up. I'll bring it to you. You need to get some rest.
You know what this reminds me of, and I apologize for going into my Sonic
The
nerd
therapist
mode.
thing you were talking about earlier?
I apologize going into my Sonic nerd mode, but this honestly reminds me of the
Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up!
the 4 kids group that
Shut
joined
up!
that everyone complained
Shut
about
up!
how Rouge sounded like a
Stop.
man. That's exactly what this is like. Except this time it's intentional.
Oh?
Yeah.
My.
With that, she closed the door over and began making her way to the kitchen. When Sweetie Belle was certain her sister was out of earshot, she let out a loud groan.
Ugh, what am I going to do?
She asked, loudly enough for only her to hear.
It just can't be possible, can it? I mean,
Panic?
I've never felt this way about Scootaloo before. Why not? Why not? Why all of a sudden?
Panic?
There's got to be a reasonable explanation for all this.
Unsure of what else to do, she lied on her back and stared at the ceiling. She began to think back to the events that happened yesterday. She recalled all the times before that when her and her fellow crusaders hung out, trying desperately to fit all the pieces of the strange puzzle together. Try as she might, she couldn't think of a single thing to justify her feelings for Scootaloo.
Maybe Rarity's wrong.
She said. After
No, I'm not.
She can hear you up.
She called from the kitchen.
Yeah, she can hear you straight from the
My.
kitchen. She said after a seemingly long moment.
Maybe this isn't love. Maybe it's just our friendship getting stronger or something. I mean, come
Isn't
on.
it the same thing?
Scootaloo is a filly. I'm a filly. It's just not logical for me to fall in love with.
Before she could finish her thought, the door slowly crept open.
Are you serious? That actually happens.
And Rarity
Yeah.
walked
You don't hear me though.
using
Oh,
her magic. She held a
my.
tray that consisted of a daffodil and daisy sandwich, a small glass of milk, and a shiny red apple. She walked over to her and placed the tray on a bedside table.
Here you go, sweetheart.
She said, a smile on her face.
Thanks.
Said Sweetie Belle as she picked up the sandwich and took a bite. As Sweetie Belle, as she ate, Rarity sat on her haunches waiting for her to finish. It was apparent that she was really worried about her. Either that or she was waiting for her to finish so she could begin some sort of interrogation session. So, we've entered the world of Phoenix Wright. Okay then.
Phoenix the wrong way!
Objection! Hold it.
Objection! I'm
just-
literally Phoenix the wrong. He only knows when I'm talking about that.
We're in the
She
mall.
decided not to worry about... Wait, Phoenix wrong?
Yeah, it's spelled differently instead of Phoenix. It's F-I-N-E-X wrong. Phoenix the wrong, it's my name in a group. I'm not gonna go in depth
We're
about
drug
it.
dealers. No need to get any further than that.
No, we're not.
Okay. She decided not to worry about that, though she had a rough day and dwelling on negative thoughts wasn't helping. When she finished eating, wow, that took about 3 seconds,
All you have to do
That's
is
fast.
talk.
she placed all her trash on the tray and rested her
Yep,
head
that's
on
right.
the pillow. She felt a little better now that she ate something, but she knew the brief relief wasn't going to last. At least she hoped it would,
Oh, alright, sweetie.
said Rarity.
Now I want you to get
my.
some rest. We have a busy day ahead of us tomorrow, and I want you to be all rested up.
It's like moving his fingers every time he says a word.
I have this like addiction. I can't stop moving my fingers when I do that voice.
A lump began forming in her stomach. Yeah, never mind. Sorry, the sexual jokes just keep making themselves up. It's like a lump began forming. in
What
her
do you mean
stomach.
by wait? What do you mean by that?
Well, I want to know more about this new friend of yours, so we're going to talk about it tomorrow. Maybe you could introduce me to him, I don't know.
No!
Shouted Sweetie Belle, feeling the food she just ate ready to return to her mouth. Rarity was taken aback by her sudden outburst. Quickly, Sweetie Belle decided to try and recover from it.
I mean, don't you have that big order you need to work on?
Oh, my.
Shut up.
No!
You got a line, narrator.
Oh, sorry. Can you repeat that?
Ask the
just so
nervous
we can-
filly.
I mean, don't you have that big order you need to work on?
Asked the nervous filly.
Sure, you wouldn't have time to talk to me and get it done, right?
Actually, it's funny that you brought that up.
Said Rarity with a smile.
With a creepy smile. Because I was worried about you when you fainted and all, that I called the client and postponed the order to a later time.
What?
Her small voice
Wow.
cracked. Her small voice cracked.
What?
Thank you.
Dude,
Thank you,
You
sweetie.
see, sweetie,
She explained, lowering her head. Oh
ever
my.
since Sisterhood Social we attended, I've been doing a lot of thinking, and I came to a simple conclusion.
Sweetie Belle felt her stomach rumble in a very uncomfortable way. But you just ate!
Oh no, we need to get some donuts. Looks
like
some random food object I just need to
my
say.
stomach really rumbled when that happened, when you read
get
that.
another donut.
Yeah, eaten since 4 hours ago.
I've had like a cupcake
6 hours
today.
ago.
That's
Another
it.
donut. Extra sprinkles.
Double the sprinkles.
Another donut! Extra sprinkles!
Thank you, Spike.
I know.
Moving on.
I know now. Where are we?
I swore to myself.
Who is that?
You.
That would be Wes.
I swore to myself that I would never put my work before my family or friends again. You mean more to me than some dress that I can make in no time. Because there will always be more clientele at a later time. I mean, it's not like I canceled the order or anything.
You're too kind.
My.
Sweetie mumbled in a near sarcastic tone. She remembered when she made a big deal about the two of them spending more quality time together. Although she did enjoy spending time with her sister since then. ? At this point in time, she regretted it.
Who is that? I can't tell because there's no like words after it. Oh, this is Rarity said right there.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to ask you about it now, but given your circumstances, I have a feeling you wouldn't be too apt to talk about it.
Rarity said, as she used her magic to levitate the tray.
What?
That's it.
So we will talk about it tomorrow. Maybe you can introduce me to your new friend. Of course! If you stop moving it, you're gonna break my earphone. Of course, if you do go see him, you'll need something presentable to wear.
I'll go fix up some laundry.
Oh, my.
Dry cleaning time.
No. I'll tell you later.
That's another thing.
As she opened the door to the bedroom, she smiled and said,
Oh.
1 second.
You're going to love me!
Wow, we made an awkward pause in just about 10 seconds flat. Yes, I just went there. As she opened the door to the bedroom, she smiled and said, I guess I'll take over.
He said he'd be right back or something.
Oh, god damn it.
It
Okay.
needs to be about 20% cooler.
I guess I'll insert the Monty Python intermission theme yet again.
Oh, this harness is too tight! It's going to shake! Can't you loosen it? Oh, it hurts and it's so itchy! Why didn't you clean it first? It's gonna leave a stain! The wax
Well, he's going to get something to
I
eat.
had to pull it!
Sorry. Okay, where were we? I'll just take his spot for a second.
Alright, as she opened the door to the bedroom, she smiled and said,
I'm already lost.
okay,
Where were we?
fifth line from the bottom. Or sixth line from the bottom.
I'm just so happy that you've fallen in love with some pony.
No, that's Wes's job.
Yeah, he's not here.
Alright, I'll take care of it. I'm just so happy that you've fallen in love with some pony.
Oh,
You don't need to worry, dear. I'll do everything in my power to help you through this. Now get some rest. I'll see you in the morning.
oh, my.
Note to self, never do that again. And with that, she closed the door behind her, leaving her sister to get some rest. Sweetie Belle looked at the door, her heart racing and a feeling of sickness rushing over her.
Let us never speak of this again.
What am I going to do now?
She asked aloud, as she rested her head on her foreheads. In her foreheads.
I can't tell her the truth, but I can't avoid her either. There's got to be some way I can get out of this.
No, there isn't. Still feeling a bit dizzy from what happened earlier. Exactly. She rested her head on her pillow and lay on her side. She didn't know what to do to avoid Rarity.
Maybe she'll forget the whole thing by tomorrow.
she said as she let out a soft yawn.
Maybe she'll be too wrapped up in some sort of project to remember.
With nothing else to do, she closed her eyes and drifted off into sleep, praying that she would be able to avoid whatever Rarity had planned for tomorrow. And one last, oh my.
Now that I have some food. Are we done with my part?
We skipped your line.
Okay.
Alright, that was the end of Chapter 4. So, next time we meet, we will be reading, guess what else? Chapter 5, Confronted.
Oh, I never saw that coming.
I know,
I'd be happy.
right?
I'd be happy to replace anyone anytime you need it.
I thought we were going to chapter 17 next.
No, we actually planned on doing, Chapter 21.
Oh no.
Okay, I'll skip to that and read ahead.
Oh my.
Alright, until then,
I'd be happy to replace anyone you need at any time.
Alright, sounds good. Thank you for joining us, Wes.
You can be Rarity in the other fanfic too.
I can be anyone you want.
Going to
Just
love
not
Alright, this is
anybody
Bro-
but Pinkie Pie.
Alright, this is BroniesRead, signing off on a very awkward note. See you
Yep.
later.
Bye guys.